What's up, Think International? Sean here with Andrew and Jen from Lovelite, hanging out at the Carlsbad Beach. Man, how's it going, guys?
Excellent.
Just great.
I love it, I love it. Today we're just gonna be kind of getting some wisdom on this creative leadership tour that we're doing about some stuff. So, a couple things for the different artists and music creators out there. You guys, you put out music and you write, and a lot of that content is very close to your heart. I mean, you're passionate about it, obviously. How do you deal with, and how do you suggest people deal with criticism and input on your baby? You know, that stuff that you do. So
I remember the first time that I ever received criticism was on our name, Lovelite. Some blogger said, like, I like the music and all, but Lovelite, what a dumb name. Is that like some low-calorie form of love?
Wow.
And like that kept me up at night, and I had to like process and understand that not everybody is going to resound with art. And one of the good things about having criticism is that you're out there at least to experience criticism, as well as some success and accolades as well.
I think you have to kind of take criticism case by case. If it's somebody really wise that has experience in art and music and worship, then we absolutely want to take that and think about it, but at the same time we just have to do what we feel like God wants us to do. And remember that it's our self-expression for the Lord, and so usually it rolls off our back, but we try to, well, it rolls off my back, but we try to kind of take it and think about who it's coming from and go from there.
In Christian music, sometimes marketing and branding is looked down upon. Like it's not humble, and yet there also is a balance in the need to do that, but there's like self-promotion and there's that kind of thing. Would you speak to the balance of that?
Yeah, well, I think with the way that art is and the way the internet is, it's important to stand out and it's important to represent yourself well. But I think there is speaking to that, like it's looked down upon and frowned upon if it's done through an industry lens rather than a passionate lens where you're just being your honest expression of your art. I think it's good if you want people to experience it, if you want them to hear your gift. If you want to have that go out and be used, you have to put yourself out there.
I think there's a time and place for it. Personally, we decided right from the beginning that we want to save promotion for off of the worship stage. So anytime we're actually leading worship, we're very intentional not to talk about, we have a CD coming out, we have a merch table in the back. We're very conscientious to save the worship stage just for worship.
Wow. And
then when we're off of the stage, that's when we can kind of go online, promote online, that sort of thing. But yeah, there's definitely a time and place for that, I think.
So you guys are a part of Come&Live. Tell me a little bit about that.
Come&Live is a nonprofit record label for all intents and purposes. What that means is that our music, along with lots of other great bands, is available online for free or donation. The vision and mission behind that is to get good worship music in everybody's hands. The Christian, the non-Christian, that kid that never listened to Christian music before and would never pay for it necessarily has the opportunity now to just get it as a free gift. The term that Chad Johnson, who started it, uses is musicianary, and that just kind of means that we're using our music evangelistically and as a gift.
Love it.
Yeah, Lovelite's goal is to provide a unique take on congregational music, and there's been a platform for that, but it's not been financially provided for. And so Come&Live has been an opportunity for us to be able to express ourselves in the worship realm, in the worship environment, with a bunch of great artists that are doing the same.
So the recording industry has just totally been flipped upside down in the last few years. I mean, digital downloads, traditional media, new media, things shifting. How has that affected you guys? And what are some of the necessities that really every artist needs to be doing to stay current with that?
I think it's really affected us positively in that our music has a farther reach. I mean, we started when MySpace was popular, and that in and of itself really helped. Just, you know, some random person on the other side of the world happened to hear of us when that wouldn't have happened before. And then you have Facebook and iTunes and Twitter, and all of those avenues have been vehicles to get our music out farther. And I think something that's important for artists to pay attention to is to make sure that they have that online presence all the time. So you're regularly tweeting, you're regularly putting new material on your Facebook and your website, and when you do that, you extend your reach, and God has the opportunity to really reach somebody that maybe would never have heard you otherwise.
Wow, wow.
I think there's just so many people now that have a platform to do music, to do art on that global scale. So it's more important to create provocative art and to create stuff that is unique to you. And the benefit of that and being a Christian is that we have God who's created each and one of us uniquely, so we're able to offer what we do best. And so if you pursue that instead of pursuing someone else's gift, you're able to stand out the way that God has made you.
Now, you guys have led worship across the country, and you've interacted with a lot of youth and young adults through music and media. What have you found to be some of the current necessities of really speaking to this generation?
I think it's important to be honest and authentic is kind of turned into a buzzword, but it really is a good word. It's not going to resound with people if you're copying somebody else. And so I think the most important thing that we can do is to have it truly be an outpouring of what God is actually doing in your life. And an example of that is our last album, Nearness. We were really going through kind of a spiritually dry period when we were writing that album, so that's what we wrote. And really a lot of that album became a prayer for God to renew our excitement and our passion for the Lord, and He really did that. So I think for a personal level as an artist, it's important to make your songs and your art a prayer, and then that in turn will bless other people.
Wow.
I think generally and historically, Christian art has been reactionary, except for prehistorically when it first began, and it was born out of an honest place of passion and pain. And those different things create better art, and it creates, just stuff that lasts and it's stuff that's important. And I feel that Christian art should not be reactionary to what the culture is doing, but it should be setting culture.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming out to do this interview. Where are you guys at on the web, social media, websites?
Lovelitemusic.com and Twitter /LoveliteMusic, Facebook /LoveliteMusic. And we've got a new album coming out. It's called In Three Persons, and we're very excited about it. It is more creative than we've been in the past, and hopefully some great landscapes that we can invite people to worship alongside with us.
Awesome, excited. Thanks again, guys. Think International, training the next generation of leaders and creatives.